Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening from wherever you are in the world. Good morning for me in North Carolina. I hope you all doing well. Welcome, Catherine. If everyone would be so kind as to mute themselves when they come in, at least just for clarity right now, that would be beautiful. Thank you. Wonderful. Solomon, good to see you, brother. Giselle, new faces, new faces. Hi, Celeste. It's great to have you. Look, Ken. Heather, Chelsea, here as always. My brother from another mother who's freezing his butt off in Canada, Alex. Of
How's it going, everyone? Good to see you all.
course, Joanna, Solomon. All right, we've got about 17 in here right now. Dave Z, it's good to see you. Asia, it's good to see you. Perfect. All the all the good vibes are flowing already. So today is going to be interesting. The theme of today's call is an exploration of virtue. And I want this to be really interactive. We're gonna jump into some breakout rooms. We're gonna have some group discussions, some group shares, and I really want to dial into what the intention of the space is and what it is not. Exactly what we can do to bring life into the space and commune and actually turn this into a thriving community at its bones. And to think about that from the perspective of what would this space be if we had no offers running? What would this space be if we had nothing to teach you or provide you? What would the community be at its heart? What are the values and integrities and the integral principles that we all operate off of to curate a culture of trust, respect, and safety so that we can all lean into the curiosity to learn, to grow, to challenge each other's beliefs while remaining relentlessly open-minded because certainty is the ego's favorite trap. So that's really what this is going to be about today. It's going to be an exploration of what an online container can be, as well as some foresight as to where we are headed in the very near future, what the intentions of this space are. But before we jump into all of that, I'd love to say hi to some beautiful souls, get maybe 5 or 6 people to, share where they're at, and say what's going on. And let's start with some of our, well, at least my friends. I'd like to know where y'all are at. You're all my friends. But Alex, I'd love to know how you're doing this morning, brother. Then you can hot potato it over to somebody who you'd like to hear from.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm feeling good. I think I slept like 10 to 12 hours last night and catching up. Uh, Deep in my juice fast now, so been losing a lot of junk physiologically and also spiritually and mentally. So this has been a great growth process. Work's been going well, and yeah, just finding a big need to surrender and let go, but and also to connect to what I want and go after it. So find that nice balance. And it's a good way to start the week. Seeing all of you is beautiful. And yeah, I'm open and excited for this for the next few days.
Yes, brother. No, you're a little bit too humble and to give yourself credit for the intensity of the fast that you're on. So you want to share how the what you're actually doing rather than the juice fast.
Yeah, so I'm doing a 40-day juice fast, and so I'm on day 9 right now. And
What did you do
so
before you started the juice fast?
yeah, so before leading up to that was an alkalizing diet, and it consisted of so switching off of all breads and meat and any of that. So it's a plant-based vegan diet, but no rice or bread either. And I did that for a month while I was in North Carolina with Justice as well. And yeah, that helped me go up a fair bit, got a lot more lean. And now heading into the juice fast, gonna do a couple parasite cleanses. And then the last month of it will be going back to an alkalizing diet or easing back onto fruit and then some vegetables and whatnot. So yeah, it's a full 90-day detox, 3 months, and now I'm in the second month here. So quite a journey going into this new year, into this second quarter. So thank you.
Yeah, no sweat, brother. It's quite the journey indeed. All right, hot potato that thing over.
Kodrin, ce mai faci? Good to see you, brother.
Salud, salud. Hey, hi everyone. I'm pretty good. And thank you for the potato, Alex. Congratulations for the and for the good fasting.
Thank
I
you.
also kind of had the diet in the last week. I didn't eat nothing with meat or like cheese or something. Only vegetarian and vegan. And I just discovered a thing because I'm researching lately the truth, like the original truth. I'm so eager to find out the everything that Jesus has done and all of that. And like I found out that the original post, like it's called post in Romanian, it's only with water. And I'm like, man, that's insane to keep like only water fasting for 40 days. It's kind of insane. So you kind of gave me right now um, a pre-workout, if I can say so, if I want to do like a water fasting for 40 days.
Yo, that's
And I'm pretty good right now. I have like the full moon in Libra. Man, it was so intense. Like I was born a Libra sign, and it kicked me on with my heads on the walls, and like I was kicked out of my rent. I'm like right now, I'm in another city where my father is, and I need to solve a couple of the things. And I literally know right now, and I feel how I need to hit with a big hammer my ego because I kind of need to see my father for who he is and not judge him not all. And like I'm man, this is so insane. Why now? Even when I was like kind of not fasting but keeping that diet on, you know, because the emotions are coming in and I'm like, why? Could it not be at least 1 week later or something? But yeah,
I hear
it
you.
pumps up.
Wow.
This is my journey right now.
Fucking hell, dude. Hell of a journey. Big changes. Happy New Year's, right?
Yeah.
God gives us our greatest gifts wrapped in bows of blood, sweat, and tears. Not usually so pleasant to receive. Well, cheers to you, brother, for going through what you're going through. Take that hammer to your ego, and we're all here to support you, man.
Yeah. I will gonna pass it to Leonai Verspui.
Perfect. And right before we jump to you, Leo, I just wanted to set the frame. Let's keep these to like 1 or 2 minutes. And if you feel inspired to share from the frame of starting with celebrating yourself, something you're really proud of, that you're excited about, that you're moving through first, and then opening up to sharing where you're something that you're struggling with. So we can move into that vulnerability and that celebration energy. That would be beautiful. Take it away, Leo.
Aho.
Well, did you want to say anything, Kodran, or?
No, I just ended with an aho.
Ah, perfect. Well, I've been kind of all over the place, but funny enough, in all the chaos, I took a little break from posting because I felt that I started posting and that was already closer to who I am. But with everything going on right now, I'm just peeling off layers like, well, 10 times faster. So it didn't really feel like me anymore already. So I was like, well, let's just take a break and just see how everything's going to unfold. So I've been writing down a lot, but just waiting a little bit longer for things to fall into place before I'm really gonna go out there again online. So yeah, that's kind of and all the normal work is just continuing. So that's also a lot. And then on the bit more vulnerable part, maybe some of you guys have read it, maybe not, but one of my very close friends, she's terminally ill, but it's not like she has like 6 weeks left and you're counting down, but she has more than 20 autoimmune diseases. So she's been fighting for years and she's the biggest fighter there is. But yeah, it's very uncertain. She could be gone tomorrow or she could still be here for like 3 months. So that whole process has also opened my eyes like very much. On one side, I'm not running away, not like getting into my flight mode and just working. I'm really trying to feel. But at the same time, yeah, it's hard navigating all those things at the same time. I got this beautiful unicorn tattoo last week because she always wanted one, but she can't get them anymore because the risk of infection is too high. So I drew it, and so that's also been very interesting because I realized that I've never really told her before until last week, but she is one of the people who has really like lit my fire the past few years. She's so like unfiltered and so real and all over the internet, not scared to share anything. Um, so yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing right now, floating around, really trying to harness her energy and combining it with mine. So that's it. Yeah,
I love you,
but
Leo.
it's aw.
Feel you. I'm really
Yeah,
proud of you. Thank you for also sharing with me personally what's been going through with you right now. It's beautiful to be able to grow with you in this process and see your reflections. I really appreciate you and send your friend some love from all of us. Give her a big hug from me and everyone in the
I
community.
will.
Rooting for her and
Yeah, I will.
enjoy.
And for all like the most maybe even the most important message through it all is don't rush anything. Like we all know the word divine timing and stuff, but really, like just let it play out. And yeah, I think that's the way. So now I want to know about Joanna.
Looks like she's riding a bus at the train. No audio on you yet. You want to say something, Joanna? See if we can hear you real quick. Oh, you put her on the spot, Leo.
Oops.
Remember what Leo just said, no rush.
No, I just really liked your name.
Beautiful opportunity for everyone to take a breath and meditate while we let our lovely friend tap in. She's going 360. Oh, you're super quiet. Are you in headphones? Oh, you're. I'm not sure what's going on with your mic, hon. It's like we can barely hear you. You're squeaking like a mouse.
Oh, shoot.
Right now, so I don't think that you guys can hear me.
Ah, I see. So you're on PT, but it seems like I mean we can hear you, but there's just something wrong with your mic. It's something super quiet. Well, if we can't make that transition and give you a second to figure it out, we can all just send you some love and some good mojo, blessing you on your safe travels. Everybody sends Joanna some love. Send us some love. I feel you, hon. Have a safe trip. Feel free to hot potato it to someone else though, Miss Joanna. You can type it in the chat or you can squeak it into the mic, however you however you'd like to. Who would you like to pass it to? All right, I'm gonna pass it to someone. Miss Celeste.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, we can. Welcome in, welcome in.
I'm sorry about that.
You're all good.
You guys put me on the spot, and I was like, and everything in the world was like,
A beautiful challenge indeed.
so
How you
I'm trying
doing?
to step into that now.
Hmm.
So I guess something positive that I think um, recently I've been like, I guess hit by the freight train of life, and I've been bed rotting for about a year and a half. And so I've finally gotten like a little bit of spark of energy to be able to like get my nutrition back into check. Actually eating, actually nourishing my body. I'm a 12th house Pisces, so I really don't like to exist in the physical body. I like to live in like the astral. And I guess like really grounding myself. I'm finally in a space to do that and am doing that.
Yes.
And the weight of gravity is fucking heavy, but it is a beautiful experience nonetheless.
Mm. Well, congrats for getting out of the bed rot and putting it back
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
So what's one thing practical with your nutrition that you have turned around? Like what's
Well, I was not eating meat at all. And so while I'm not eating meat, I have accepted bone broth um, from like a specific place, but bone broth. And that's really helped. And then like actually listening to my hunger cues, because before I was just ignoring them because it would require me to get out of bed and I just really didn't have the energy for that. And now that I'm actually eating, I realize, oh, it's literally because I was starving to death that I didn't have the energy to function. So that's been huge and also motivational to keep going and trucking along with it. Drinking enough water, I wasn't doing that.
big lessons in that?
Yeah, huge lessons. So I guess that's my positive and struggle at the same time.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful dichotomy. You got any, do you have a big takeaway, something you'd like to encapsulate, maybe a piece of wisdom for yourself, some advice you'd give yourself a year ago? Maybe we can share as well.
I think I'm still actively working on that.
Mm.
I'm certainly changed from a year ago to now. I feel like she was wiser a year ago than I am now. I'm not quite sure.
Don't let your ego sell you on that narrative.
I suppose the rawness of vulnerability and community and allowing community to step in to support, which is just something I wouldn't accept before. And it's made such a huge difference once I've allowed that into my space. So I guess accepting community and being vulnerable in that space and raw in that space. Obviously safe community, but community nonetheless.
Yes. Yes. It takes a lot to be vulnerable. It's the most courageous thing a human being can do, to be vulnerable and allow themselves to be helped and held and loved and supported.
I think I was like, not under the pretense, but the way I actively work that is that I was that space for others, but I wouldn't allow others to be that space for me.
I think
And so like
everyone in here can relate to that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So it's a new space that I'm trying to step into and surrender, I guess, in.
Beautiful. I'm proud of you, Joanna. I think everybody else
Thank
is.
you very much.
And sending you all the love. Feel free to share it, and we're holding space for you in this community as well. That's what this is for. And that's exactly what today is about. It's this. When we strip away all the teaching and the offering and all the stuff that makes us about social media and whatever, it comes down to this. Being able to hold space for each other and learn from each other and be simply seen with each other as we all go through our own individual processes. So I really commend you for your vulnerability, for allowing yourself to cry and to be seen in this space. And give yourself a huge fucking like pat on the back of compassion. Like that's like you. Yes. You're in the bus, everything's blowing up, you can't get on the mic, you drop in and then you had a beautiful share. So thank
Thank you
you.
very much. I really appreciate you guys, all of you holding this space for all of us.
We do it because of you. Big love, Joanna. You want to hot potato it over to Celeste? I put her on the spot next. Feel complete?
Yes.
All right, beautiful. Miss Celeste.
Hello, hello. Thanks for calling on me, Justice. I'm going to start kind of, I guess, with my challenge has been the last 2 weeks, and I kind of call it a dip when you're in alignment and everything's going smoothly, and you feel like you're just channeling all of your stuff, and then all of a sudden, about 2 weeks ago, I got hit and felt like giving up, questioned everything, and just didn't give a crap about any of it. And that also isn't me. And I knew it wasn't me. And so the next 2 weeks really tested a lot of what I thought I knew to be true. And I actually and what happened is I then reached out to the community and many of the people that I've met in this space, and many people I know. And it wasn't just me, and it wasn't just mine alone. And it sounds like it was a lot of us got hit with this. And so I think depending on what kind of frequency you were at, you either had the awareness to know it wasn't yours.
Mm.
But if you weren't maybe in that place to understand kind of that this might have been outside of you, you might have really then been in a low place. And it sucked. And I feel like it's something kind of actually bigger and intentional that's happened across the globe that's hitting anybody of light. And we're all getting really tested right now. And so the positives that came away was how much I was able to lean into the people that felt like this too, and how much I was able to be seen and held and acknowledged. One of those beautiful people, of course, being Chelsea. And it felt really good to be honored, just for feeling how I was, because old me would have been, well, how dare you dip? How dare you not be in alignment? How dare, the shame and guilt that comes when you're usually in alignment. And I was able to just surrender to it was what I was going through. And that also came, I think, what I'm celebrating in myself is, instead of leaning into the fear that was hitting me so hard, because it kept calling me to go back to 3D, it kept calling me to go back to old systems. And I said, now more than ever, instead of leaning into the fear, I have to lean into the courage of this unknown, of this higher calling, of this whatever the fuck I've been put here on earth to do. Even though I don't understand it, I have no freaking clarity. And I'm just being pulled. And so I'm just following those nudges. And I really appreciated Thor's post that he posted this morning in the community, because that seemed to encapsulate kind of all of it. It's just this, I don't know what the fuck this is about, but I'm just going to keep following my path and trust that it's taking me where I'm supposed to go, and trust that I am looked after and that I'm not going to fall. And so I guess I'm celebrating myself that I did not buy in to the dip and what was communicated to me, and that I am leaned in more into the courage and the trust of where I'm going. So.
Yes, 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 yes. I fucking love you, Celeste. Such a good share. Oh my God, I felt that so hard. I know so many of you experienced that too, because literally all of us going through that same thing, and it feels like finally there's a bit of a swing back towards that empowerment energy. But holy fuck, yes, the last 2 weeks have really just been, where am I? Who am I? Do I have any purpose at all? What the fuck am I here to do? Am I capable?
Why bother? Why bother?
What the fuck is this? It's really just been a lot of that energy. So
That
I
resonates really hard, Celeste. I actually had a discussion with Justice last night. We were smoking a couple cigars on Zoom, talking about that, and like I just feel I was in a big dip. So to hear you and a lot of people in the community, and to be able for you to reach out to people in the community, that's awesome. That we've cultivated this space to be able to connect on that basis. And yeah, I feel you, sister. Was there as well, and it's yeah, I wonder what it's for. If it's just the seasons passing of light, or if it's a test, or just to root more deeply. And at the end of the day, that's what I felt, is that it helped me root more deeply in my beliefs and my direction. So it is certainly a blessing in disguise to go through that process.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if we believe in this place that we're going and that we're creating, if we really believe that to be true, we're going to probably go through periods where they're going to, you know, are you just saying that when it's easy?
Yes,
Mm.
absolutely. And this brings something very important into this space. As we move through all of these collective shifts, this community, and this is what I'm realizing, this is exactly what this call is for. So thank you. Is that this community is a space where you can look for support in those areas. Like you said, Chelsea was there to hold you and support you. Asia is there to hold space to help you get clarity. Those who are courageous enough to share their gifts with the community are here for that reason. Look to them for support, for clarity, for nourishment, for guidance. The people who have been put on this earth to hold space, to bring their gifts, that's what they love, that is what they enjoy. And I want to encourage as many of you as possible, if you have the strength, courage, to share that space, reach out, put them as what I'm going to create an offerings tab inside the community so that we can balance a little bit of the self-promotion versus, the shared gifts of the community so that we can look to each other in times like this. And of course, be protective of your energy. There's some times where it's good for us to hold space for other people, and there's some times where we must look within. But I wanted to celebrate you, Chelsea, especially for holding space for Celeste during this time, and for all of us, for me as well. I'm proud of you. And Chelsea's got an awesome offering if you want to go check it out. She's got a great women's circle that she's not a women's circle. She's just the work that she does is beautiful, and I checked out some of her stuff as well. So I would actually love to put her on the spot here as a nice follow up to that from Celeste. Can we toss a hot potato to her, Celeste? Does that feel good? Perfect. Chelsea, I'd love to hear from you, and then I'd love one more.
Mm. Celeste, thank you for sharing that. I think it's something that, like you said, many of us are feeling. And the more that we can hear that we're not the only ones going through it, the more, it validates our experience and the less lonely we feel, the more held we feel. And that's really what I see this community as, and community as a whole is being held, and just as you put the kind of guidelines for community up, and I actually reread them a couple times because I just felt they're just so potent. There's gold in there, like as you come back to it. And one of those things was, being able to be able to hold people without, prescribing. And that just hits so deep for me. Like that in my body of work, that's, often what I do is just hold the space and be the mirror and be there for people to feel into what is actually, going on in their energy, and then give them some guidance. But yeah, I think right now for me, a challenge that I'm going through is that there is quite a bit trying to birth through me right now, and trying to trying to ground myself in some sort of strategy is difficult when so much energy wants to come through. So many things. I last night I joked that I'm birthing twins because I have two big offerings that are coming through right now. And traditional marketing says launch one at a time. Do one thing really good before you do the next thing. And it's impossible. It feels impossible for me right now. I'm like, no, both of these are very important. They want to come through. I'm going with it instead of holding myself back. So that's the win, is that I have been moving forward even though it's a little slower than I want to. I've been taking steps, baby steps forward, with both big projects, and allowing them to be what they are, allowing them to reach the people they are supposed to reach, and not holding myself back. I just feel like I'm done with that. I'm done suppressing. I'm done trying to filter myself, or my energy right now is like a fire hose. And before, I would have tried to kind of put a tap on it so that it was only giving a little bit of energy and trying to fit into a certain strategy. And now I'm just full bore, like, let it fucking flow. And it feels so good. It feels so good to do that. Um, and it also, I think, just brings so much awareness to where I'm at energetically, that reducing the way that my energy flows really creates so much stagnancy in my body and in my connection. And being able to just open that wide up and go, fuck it, like fuck the rules. Like I'm just going to do it my way. And I don't know what that path looks like. That feels just so in integrity. Like that is my path, is the fact that I don't know where it's going. And yeah, that's been a huge win for me. I'm feeling really good with that. That's my share.
That doesn't need any words. It's perfect. Mm, love you, Chelsea. I see you.
Mm.
Thank you for everything that you are, seriously. All right.
Love all of you guys.
All right. I would love to hot potato it to one more person.
Let's see. I want to hear from Solomon. Welcome, Solomon.
Hmm.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, loud and clear, brother.
Perfect. So, yeah, my name's Solomon. I'm from the UK. Today is my first day in the community. I'm really excited to be here. Joined this morning. And it's already been amazing. Honestly, hearing all of your sharings have been so inspirational and so uplifting. I can literally feel my body vibrating with the energy right now. So, it's amazing. Um, so the reason I'm here, I guess I'll try and explain briefly. I've been like meditating and doing spiritual practices for most of my life, and I ran a social media page and a brand for quite a few years, but I stopped it in 2023 because I was in a pretty dark place. Had a lot of mental health problems and was suffering from a bit of substance abuse and things like that. So I thought I can't really be speaking about spiritual concepts and trying to help people if I can't even use them to help myself. So I decided to take a break from all content creation. And spent the last 2 years really going inward and really trying to figure out what's going on and how I can get to the next level. So in the last few months, I've really had a massive upliftment again. Starting from the new year, I did a 5 day water fast, which is nothing compared to a lot of what you guys are doing by the sounds of it. So I need to up my game there, but yeah, it really gave me some clarity. I went to some yoga and meditation retreats in India, and it really helped boost my energy too. So now with this full moon, pretty much the other day, I decided out of the blue, now's the time to kind of come back and start sharing my message again. Now I'm feeling so good and so vibrant. But one problem I've had is I'm very shy and introverted naturally. So it's actually speaking in front of all you guys now is actually pretty a big achievement for me. So I always knew I'd have to eventually cross that limit when I want to be a real content creator and relaunch my brand and things. So that's something I'm improving at now. I think that's the next step is just to get better at speaking and more confident really. So yeah, thank you guys. It's been honestly amazing. I'm looking forward to everything that's going to come with this community, and I really hope to be able to contribute and do my bit to kind of help everybody. So thanks a lot. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, brother. I love that. Well, you're doing amazing, and I would never have thought that you weren't an experienced speaker because that
Oh, thanks, Justice. That means a lot.
that was beautiful, bro. I'd love if you dropped your Instagram in the Zoom thread. I'd love to see what you got going on. Maybe other people want to check out a little bit of your
Oh, yeah,
work as
thank you.
well.
Sure. I'll put it in now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And bro, a 5 day water fast is nothing to scoff at. Comparison is the thief of joy. So
Yeah, I
that's
know.
quite the achievement too, bro. Of
Thank you. Yeah, I know.
course.
And that's incredible, all the travels you've done. And Solomon, yeah, big props to you. I would have never been able to see that you consider yourself not a good speaker because the way you've opened up and show your vulnerability, that's how you speak very well. When we're trying to put a facade and be something that we're not, that's where people are fearful of letting that facade go. They stutter over their words, but when you speak the truth, and it's beautiful that you felt safe and open to be yourself here. When you operate from that space, it all comes out. And welcome here to your first day. and excited to grow with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Alex. That really means a lot.
Yeah, brother.
Beautiful. So before we make the transition into the next half of this call, so right around the 30, 40 minute mark, I love that. Feels like a good way to open the space. I would love if everyone spent like 2 to 3 minutes typing in the chat one thing that they're proud of themselves for, and one thing that they're vulnerably going through right now as well, to create that space inside of the chat for everyone to get a real read on each other. And let's just take a second to do that, tap into that, and I will get the next segment of the call rocking. So 2 minutes, 3 minutes, counting down.
Sorry, I hope I am not interrupting. So one thing that you're proud of, and the other one?
Yeah, something that you're celebrate yourself, something that you're
So
proud of. And the other half is, what you're moving through right now, vulnerably, just to give everybody the opportunity of this to be seen.
thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Gojo. About 15 more seconds. Of course, feel free to finish your shares if you're in the middle of it. No rush. Beautiful. A lot of beautiful shares. Dominique, setting boundaries with family and friends while not just being rude or revenge minded. Just have a mindset of peace. I want peace, not problems. Yes, brother, that's beautiful. Mateus, proud for not giving up despite all the challenges, the struggle, and the lack of clarity. Although you just started to eat for stress relief, just leaning in, bro. It is what it is sometimes. You got to listen to your body. Sometimes we need food to ground, and sometimes we need air to elevate. Just listen to your body. Make sure that you stay in that beautiful homeostasis. Solomon, proud of your decision to committing to your life for the betterment and uplifting of the planet. Yes, something bigger than yourself. Also speaking up. What a beautiful thing, bro. What a beautiful thing. I'm proud of you, man. Everybody take a second to look through all of these beautiful shares. Luaken, staying in complete surrender while not having a fucking clue where we're going. So much creativity coming through and huge leveling up and balancing, doing and being. Yes, absolutely, girl. I love that. Ralton, really proud of overcoming some of your mental health issues and spiritual confusion, finding yourself in a place where the way looks much clearer right now, getting back to yourself, exercising, feeling re-energized again, and the community is the best part of it. Can't say that doesn't give me butterflies. Beautiful. All right. So Let's jump into some magic mojo today. We're gonna do a quick meditation, just a moment to ground in for the rest of the flow for today. Thank you all for your patience and your time this Monday. I know it's late for some of you and earlier for some others, so I just want to acknowledge that and respect that. So I'm going to lead a meditation, take about 2 minutes to drop in. Nice and smooth. Just take a second to get in contact with the breath. A few seconds to just feel it, and then we're going to take a collective breath on my count. All right, everybody get to a place where you're fully exhaled. Let all the air out, really, really push it out. And on 3, we're going to do a big community inhale. Inhale as deep as you can. 1, 2, 3. Little more. At the top, little more. Exhale with a big sigh. Really let it all out. One more big inhale. Little more at the top. Exhale with a big sigh. Shake it out, move it through the body, shake out the hands. Really let the energy move. Feel it in your body, feel it in your hands, in your feet, in your heart, in your diaphragm, and in your lungs. Come back to a deep, relaxed breath. Feel your feet on the floor, supporting you. Grateful for all the work that these feet do. Grateful for the Mother Earth, our Mother Gaia that supports us. For our legs and our ankles and our calves, holding and moving all of this weight. Grateful that we can move and walk. For our knees, can bend and allow us to navigate this planet. For our thighs that support all those big juicy booties out there. Grateful for our hips, for our powerful creative and reproductive capacities, for the capacity to create and bring life into this world. For our breath, for our stomachs, transmute all this material energy into spiritual energy that we can use to bring life into the world. Grateful for our heart, and our lungs, for our liver, for our arms, elbows, and hands so that we can use to grasp, to navigate this world without our hands. It would be so stifled, just feeling into that gratitude. For our shoulders and our back, for our spine, all the work that our spine does, and the majesty, the spiritual power that moves up and down our beautiful spine. For our neck and our head, for our ears that can hear, for our eyes that can see, for our nose that can smell all the beautiful eruptions of spring all around the world. Allow us to feel that beautiful breath, the ether, and the magic moving through our bodies. For our mouth and our tongue that can taste and articulate. And for our mind that allows us to be animated, to think, to imagine, to create. And for the times that the mind decides to stifle us. Remember, spirit animates mind, mind animates body. We are here to remember how to operate from the higher will, the higher mind, with one big breath. Dear God, your divine love that unites us all. Let us be grateful for our ears that can hear, our eyes that can see, hearts that can feel, and let us hear what must be heard, see what must be seen, feel what must be felt, and do what must be done so that we may live in integrity with our highest good, moment to moment to moment, now, right here, right now, today. You are exactly as you are supposed to be, exactly where you are supposed to be. The only time that you could ever be, right now. Let the intention for this space be set to be expansive, creative, loving, curious, drowning in feelings of hope, gratitude, curiosity, wisdom. Grateful for each and every one of you in this space. Thank you for your openness to drop in and be vulnerable. And it is done. Let's just sit with that for a few seconds of silence. And then back to the body, breath, gently opening our eyes. Back to the space on your time. Let's get to the magic mojo. Oh, how beautiful. Right as I say that, my monitor turns off. Okay, so today is about expanding on how we can do what we just did. A little more consistency, a little more clarity, creating space for that beautiful connection far more often. Yeah. So I would really like to clarify what this space is for inside the free community, and starting there, really anchoring the idea, community before curriculum, resonance, right? Before revenue. This space is not about generating revenue. It's about tapping into the community, being present to what we're doing in this space, nurturing an environment where we can co-create together. This school community, this is like our digital agora, right? This is the space for exploration, for expression, expansion, connection. Now, many of you know that we also have a private university where we teach content creation skills among personal branding and other things to help you go next level and lean into your expertise. That space is transactional. It's a reciprocal container for expertise. It's much more focused. So there's spaces for both. And inside of that university space, we're also creating the opportunity to host many other facilitators and creators, people like Asia, Eva, Chelsea, and the creators and the people who have stepped in and started their personal brands. We want to be able to support and reciprocate on their journey. So I just wanted to make that clear that they're two separate containers, but they're united by this community. They're nourished by this community. And the space that this particular community is for is what I want to talk about today. Something I'd like to reflect on is a lot of you have said that this community feels like coming home for the first time. And that's something really, really special. And at the same time, it is still online. And that poses a lot of challenges for presence, for energy, for how we relate and move with technology. Some have been deeply called into this community and given their hearts and poured their hearts and souls out and wound up spending too much time online because of the community and have been called to go back to the physical world and have since, distanced themselves. And I want to set the precedent that that is okay. That is exactly, in fact, the highest calling of this is to remember what real community feels like and be called to seek those connections in person. And that is exactly what this space is gearing up to do. As we move into the next few years of what this journey looks like with the New Earth University, with the community, with this vision, this collective vision that we all have for a future utopia for humanity. It starts in containers and spaces like this. And it very much is present for us to create opportunities to be together in person, to purchase land. All of you know at this point that is pretty much forefront of our minds is how can we get ourselves in a room together? And something that's been on my mind as a lover of philosophy and wisdom and the ancient esoteric arts and ancient cultures is how do we do that while learning from our past mistakes, from people who attempted this before and devastatingly failed, but left us some very, very beautiful gems of wisdom of how to do it the right way along the way. So that's what I'd like to speak to. A lot of you saw the community guidelines, and if you haven't seen them, I would highly encourage you to check them out. And I'd like to read through them here to prompt the beginning of this discussion. And before I read through these, it's worth noting that this is not a book of law. This is flexible. It is meant to be co-created by each and every one of us, which is why I say so clearly, please drop your reflections. I want to hear what your interpretations of these are, as well as things that you would add or redact. What makes this space feel safe and in integrity while not being too constraining, right? How do we maintain integrity with virtue while also maintaining that golden mean of flexibility where we don't become dictators through the upholders of virtue, right? And that's something especially that is particularly hard to do online because of the inherent lack of emotional perceptivity that we get through connecting online. You know, we miss a lot of the opportunities for eye contact, for physical intimacy, for touch, and all of and to even commingle with each other's energy fields, right? So all of those intuitive faculties sometimes get put offline when we go online, and that poses a very interesting challenge, which is why I wanted these particular virtues, these pillars, to be so prominent, because it gives us a clear guideline for to measure ourselves against, to see if we're remaining in integrity. So we'll start there. The 10 sacred pillars of New Earth, subject to change. Number 1, be radically authentic. No masks, no gloating. We're not here to express. We are not here to impress. We're here to stay rooted in truth, not performance. Authenticity is the baseline of this community, not the bonus. The size of your egoic identity and your accomplishments will impress no one here. The only reason to share them is for the opportunity for expansion, for expression, as an invitation to connect with other people. Number 2, celebrate like it's sacred. Thor's got tattooed on his chest, play is the revolution. So we're here to celebrate our wins. So celebrate your wins like it's your last day on earth. Laugh loud, dance big, let your light take up space. Feel free to really step into those expansive moments because this container is built for expansion. In fact, I'm going to share my screen with you all so that you can see what I'm reading as well. Stay curious. Curiosity is a cardinal virtue. Questions, indeed, are holy. Certainty is the trap. Let go of the needing to be right and lean into that sense of wonder. Now, as y'all meditate on curiosity, right? Really, really lean into that idea that certainty is the trap. It's the moment that you think you've landed, the moment that you think you're right, that you're being tested by the ego. Because let's face it, I and none of y'all don't fucking know anything. All we know is what's real in here. And we can trust and remain in integrity with what's moving through us. And we have to use our higher discernment to realize that whatever the ego wants to attach to identity-wise, knowledge-wise, is usually a trap. Love is the clearest filter, unconditional love. And it comes down to us remaining in integrity with that curiosity, that constant expansiveness, to not get so trapped in what we think we know, that allows us to be in an expansive space, not fighting to be right. Number 4, don't fix people. Holding space triumphs giving advice. We're not here to save anyone. So witness with presence, not prescriptions. Thank you for highlighting that too, Chelsea, because it's so important, right? And an example of this inside of the community, somebody shares themselves vulnerably where they're at. And feel free to share your reflections and how you relate. Go to relation before going to prescription, right? That common humanity, understanding that each and every one of us are here going through and experiencing the same human challenges, the challenges of greed, guilt, grief, and the innate suffering that comes with the resistance to life's challenges. We're all going through it. So those expressions of vulnerability are invitations for vulnerability. They're not invitations for you to go in and start dumping what we think we know on other people, unless it's invited. And that's the thing. The invitation is very important in that. You'll see a lot of people open up the invite. What do you think about this? I'd love to hear your perspective on this. And then it becomes appropriate, right? Protect the space. Every post, every comment, it either builds the room or it breaks it. So speak like it matters, because it does. So that comes down to providing that exact value, an invitation or an expression. What kind of emotion is it facilitating in the space? So really tap into that. Spend time with what you're about to post before you post it, and just sit with what you think it might create in the space. Read over it and make sure that you're speaking with impeccability. Number 6, conflict does not mean cancellation. You can disagree and stay. Call people into introspection, to think, to be curious, not out, saying that they're wrong. It's the biggest fucking trap of social media, and it pisses all of us off. I know it does. Everybody's just in the comments section, fucking keyboard warriors just out there like, there's no productivity in that. There's no growth and expansiveness in that. It's just, it's the ultimate snake of social media, right? And that's because this space is grounded in how do we operate online with integrity? How do we create that sense of community? It's up to us to lead by example and really lean into that. Really, really, really lean into that. And if you're going to have private discussions with people and you do develop a conflict, resolve it in private. Reach out to that person, call them in for introspection, lead by example, be curious, be humble, invite, and create the safe space where that anger and frustration can be transmuted into love, acceptance, and curiosity. But it starts with you. Just like the Christ said, do unto others as you would have done unto you. It doesn't mean do what others do because they did it to you, right? Make sure your mirror is clear. When you give love and you don't get love back, somebody's projecting at you. So if you're not giving love, you're projecting too. Just keep that in mind. Number 7, be impeccable with your word. Don't say what you won't stand behind. Your words build trust, or it breaks it. Integrity starts with what you speak, and it's backed by your actions. We all know actions speak louder than words. Every single one of us does. And this container is a lot of words put together. And sometimes those words need backing in this container, like I said, through those private resolutions, those private messages. And to be impeccable, impeccable means free from sin. Sin is anything that goes against the self, anything that breeds distortions that aren't from love, right? Anything that is quite literally and inherently bringing us from the heart up to the heart down. Where is it going? Where is it leading that energy? So that's impeccability. Number 8, don't make assumptions. You don't know their story. Don't fill in the gaps with your own assumptions, with your own fears. Ask, clarify, don't assume, right? Certainty is the trap. Remember, everything's roundabout here. When we make an assumption, the human mind necessitates an answer. We'd rather have an answer that's wrong because it makes us feel safe than have the truth. And because we're afraid to ask questions, we settle with the lies that we tell ourselves, with the assumptions that we make about other people, their relationships, their lives, their opinions of us. We fill in the gaps for what we don't know with our own assumptions, and that is the trap of certainty. So don't make assumptions about other people. Ask questions, please. Curiosity first. Number 9, take nothing personally. Their projection is not your problem. You are not here to carry someone else's wound. So stay grounded in your own truth. Now, obvious, common humanity. We're all here. We are all human, meaning we will all make mistakes. And it's exactly that. A mistake is not a existential problem. It's a mistake. Cut, try again, right? Back to it, back to an integrity with virtue. Don't get all self-deprecating and try to attach yourself and defend your mistake. Move immediately into humility. All right, boom, learn, growed, transmuted, next, right? Let it move through you. Transmute that power into immediate purpose, immediate change, immediate growth. Because the second you feel uncomfortable, that discomfort, we all know our infinite potential lives on the other side of our comfort zone. So the moment you feel all that discomfort, you are exactly where you're supposed to be, and you are being gifted this big, beautiful bow in this present, wrapped in blood, sweat, and tears of your next big piece of growth, your next challenge, your next breakthrough always comes wrapped in blood, sweat, and tears. So please remember, don't take it personally. Stay in integrity with love, mirror that love back, and be mindful of your own projections. And number 10, always do your best. Perfection is not the point. So show up with what you've got. Consistency over intensity. Right? Create beauty, not mass. This is not a consumptive space. We're creators. Every single one of us is a creator. Now, there are no perfect human beings. You nor I will ever be the first. And the truth is, funnily enough, we're all perfect because we're all exactly as we are, exactly as we're supposed to be. We're all a byproduct of nature. To say that you're not perfect is to look at the tree outside and say that tree isn't perfect. By what fucking standard? Right? It's we're all here, do exactly as we are, experiencing exactly what we're supposed to experience. So embrace that divine perfection and know that your best is variable. Your best is going to change whether you've gotten an amazing night of sleep or maybe you compromised yourself last night and went out and had a few drinks and you're feeling like shit in the morning. Your best is different. So be compassionate to what your best is at the moment. Be flexible, right? And disciplined enough, rigid enough to hold yourself to these standards, to these virtuous standards. Now, it's not our responsibility to hold you to these. It's your responsibility to do that. And we'll get into the final word here. We all hold the line. The space does not say sacred on its own. Every single one of us is a moderator here. That means holding yourself to these values and holding others with the same care. If someone's drifting out of alignment, say something. The space is too sacred to stay silent. If a post or behavior crosses the line, don't let it slide. Privately message the person if it feels right or go straight to the admins. Reach out to me or Alex or anybody on the mod team. There's a list of moderators. You can click on it. All of those people know how to resolve issues like this and or will bring it to me if they don't. So you can also use the report feature to directly post. Once again, it's not about blame. It's about preserving the frequency that this space was built for. We hold it together or not at all. So with that said, what I would like to do, ideally, is drop into some breakout rooms now and pair everybody up in triads and give you guys 10 minutes or so to discuss these, to work it out, to share your reflections and see what lands and what doesn't land, things that you would like to add. And then we'll come back to the space in about 10 minutes. And someone from each one of the groups, or it doesn't even have to be, anybody who feels inspired to share after these reflections can. And we'll open up the space for that, and then we'll continue on with our flow. So I'm going to lead some breakout rooms. Everybody feel good with that? Drop a thumbs up in the chat if you are, and a thumbs down if you're not. Okay, beautiful. All right, so I'm going to 5 breakout rooms. Beautiful. I'm going to set a 10-minute timer, so we'll come back at 11:44. Very appropriate. 2 master numbers. Perfect. And I'll see y'all in 10. Peace and love. Everybody just go ahead and click join.
Pia, Dom, so good to see you.
Hey, yo, let's go. I got blessed with you.
All the cool people.
I feel blessed.
Perfect. And Giselle. All right, we got a big one, so I'm going to shut the fuck up and let y'all talk. I'd love to hear what's going on. Whoever wants to lead.
I don't have much to talk to, seem kind of intuitive, so not much to add.
I hear you. So actually, this calls forth a great thing. we're just gonna do a round. I forgot to tell this to everyone, but everyone just pick a person and have them share on the spot. So I'd love to hear from you, Giselle. What was your reflection if you want to take 1 to 2 minutes? Anything that stuck out to you?
I'm sorry, you said Giselle or
Yeah,
me?
absolutely. Yes, you did.
Okay, I didn't hear well. So yeah, I don't have much to add. I actually like the what you post, yeah, what you posted. Yeah, for me, it's like since years I've been envisioning also about the land. Actually, one of my biggest dream is actually to build some eco villa here in my country for the future. And actually the new earth vibes resonate resonates with me a lot. Um, because I don't know, like I see a lot of I see a lot of things that is wrong with the let's say wrong with the world. And yeah, just kind of building something else, something better for ourselves, for our evolution, and for like living more in peace with nature. Just that that's what brings me here actually.
Mm, beautiful, Giselle. Thank you. We're all here to in this together, trying to bring this vision to life in person. I'm happy that you've been able to tap into some of that vision here. Alex, you got anything to share, brother?
Mm. Giselle, where are you from?
I'm from Paraguay.
Paraguay. Wow. And then Pia,
Look,
you're from, sorry?
do you know the yerba mate?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. This is what I drink every single day. Like we Peruvians drink every single day, and it's amazing.
Beliefs or things like that. Hi, Justice.
Hey. I want to tap into what's going on. Continue.
Um, we're just kind of talking about how this is the start. It's an invitation to have a ripple effect in our communities and in our circles outside of this community as well. F was sharing that sometimes we think that everyone thinks this way, and that is just not it's just not how it is. Ralton, do you want to share?
Yeah, I can fully agree with that perspective. That like I think I've had to learn in many ways and many occasions that sometimes people don't think like you do, and sometimes people don't have the same viewpoint as you do, and what you end up doing is that you live in that mindset of assuming that they will get it. And the frustration that comes with that is that why don't you get it? Like, why do I have to explain this? Like, isn't this something you're supposed to do as well? Like, so as I'm listening to the guidelines, I was like, wow, like it's it's so straightforward, but it's so complicated because not everyone does it that way. But I think for me, from the explanations, I've been just listening in again and just like, yeah, that's just a reminder again of, oh yeah, okay, this is actually real. There are people that think like this. There are people that want to operate like this. And it's just a blessing to find that space. So I'm also just trying to connect with everyone, trying to feel everyone and trying to get to know everyone and trying to see where everyone is at. And some moments I'm just like, oh, okay, what's happening? Okay, okay, now I get it, I feel you, I understand you. Okay. So there's a lot of getting to know and understand everyone, but also a lot of how can I say, shock that this is actually real. There are people that do this. There are people that want to do this. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's my perspective of everything as I was listening.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I do agree with that. My first community call, I felt the same way. My first call was a replay. And after I watched that replay, I just had this overwhelming feeling of like, oh my gosh, people speak the same language I do. And that was something that I knew, I felt it was missing, but I couldn't put like words to what was missing until I experienced it. And then I was just like, holy moly, this is it. This is what I was missing is my soul tribe, the people who are on the same frequency as my soul, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. I think I didn't put the second part of what I wanted to say about assumptions and like reconfirming. Of course, I work in like the trauma healing area. And a lot of it is that, like bringing awareness to where we allow our internal dialogue to confirm the limitations that we have in our emotional blueprint and the limitations we have in our subconscious so that we stay safe, as little Chelsea thought what, made little Chelsea safe. We're reconfirming that behavior when we make assumptions. And so that I love that you put that in there. Like, don't assume, because the best thing we can do for our healing and our growth is to not assume, is to remember that we're immediately going to try to glob onto our story. Like, she doesn't like me, he's after me, everyone doesn't understand me. Like we're going to constantly try to find things in our experience that tell us that's the truth. And being able to to sit back and observe and ask questions and be curious allows us to start to kind of untangle all of that bullshit that has been, keeping us safe. And yeah, it's a beautiful way to put it. And I hope that people can start to do that.
It also allows us to grow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Happy I joined
Yeah.
this room. That was really good. It's so beautiful. I reflect that so much, Chelsea. It's like it feels like home specifically because of that. Because people are on the same frequency. They share these values. They try very hard in their lives to live in integrity with these things. And that's it comes down to people ask me all the time. Actually, I'm gonna share this reflection to the entire group because that'll be good. All right, we're gonna close the breakout rooms. Thank you for your reflections. Big love, F, big love, Chelsea. It's so beautiful
Yeah.
to be both here every time. I love you ladies so much.
And good to connect with you, Ralton. I hope that you share more in the community.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Great.
I think everybody's rooms are currently closing in progress. So we got 30 Okay. Chelsea, I'm curious. I've taken a lot of your advice and some of the wisdom of some other facilitators very seriously to try and bring engagement into the space. So I'm curious what you think. Does this flow seem good to you?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, you're doing great. I think this is exactly what a lot of us have needed to feeling just the pulse of the community. I feel like this is, yeah, what we've been needing. So, and I think the other thing that I kind of spoke to last week, there are people who are on a certain trajectory where they are just wanting the structure and the instruction and the strategy. And I think naturally we are going to bring in the people who want this, who want the connection. So yeah, you're doing beautiful.
Thank you. That's so affirming. That's so affirming. I've had a lot of time with this in the last few weeks trying to figure out how I can nourish everyone here and best be of service because this space is so special. And to be in this opportunity in this role where I get to help co-facilitate this space is it's so special to me. It's like I wouldn't be doing anything else. It's
You
brilliant.
do it the best, brother.
Oh, thank you, Alex. I love you, bro. You've brought me so much inspiration too. Okay, everybody had their breakout rooms. I'm curious. I'd love if like three to four people raise their hands if anybody's got a big share, something that they feel is worth sharing to the space. Miss Peyton, my beautiful rose. This is everybody who's new here. This is my lovely lady.
Hi, babe. You're doing awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so I had Kadrin and Heather in my breakout room, and we had so much fun. I just wanted to say yes, hi. And already after, I don't know, 5 minutes, however long we were in there, I feel like I actually made real, legit, like friends. I mean, this is awesome. And I know in this space we're all friends, and but I didn't have, it's been hard for me in the big Zoom call to really feel like I make a connection and get to introduce myself and get to the other people to introduce themselves. And the blog is cool too, but you don't get to talk face to face doing the blog and introducing yourself. So the breakout rooms have been my favorite way so far. Just doing it today that we've been able to like really get to know each other. So if we could keep doing this maybe a little bit every week and we'll get paired up with different people, I feel like the friendships will just like blossom between all of us. And that was the main thing that I wanted to say, but I really got to know a little bit about Heather and Kadrin, and we were all kind of on the same page of why we think this community is so valuable. And we're just happy to be here. So thank you.
You are so contagious. Your joy is so contagious. I love you. That's so sweet. We will definitely be doing this moving forward. That's really the plan is to, like I said, make this a communal space focused around connection, really highlighting that connection, giving everybody the opportunity to be spotlighted as well. We're going to be running a little initiative where the big community wins, the relationships, the excitement that you guys share in the community. We're going to be choosing a few every week to post on Thor's story. If you guys make some beautiful content, Thor is agreed to like make some reposts on his feed as well, to support and nourish the community, create some opportunities for growth. So if you feel inspired to share and to bring your art and to celebrate, of course, we're going to share those celebrations because we want more beautiful people in that ride this wave. This is an invitation for all. So thank you, babe. I appreciate that. Anybody else have something they want to share?
I would love to call on Lou or Mats if either of you guys want to share what we discussed or any insights you had.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Lou, come on.
Yeah, no, it was yeah, it was it was really nice to have Celeste part of a group because she's been like I've just stepped into the community and she was just I've been having uh yeah, let's say fear about the guidelines and this kind of powerful vibes that leaders of spirituality are coming together and it can be used for good or bad. So hearing what she had to say and that the guidelines were here to yeah to guide us and not as needing us to be perfect. And then the conversation just turned about how I think we all agree that we spend a lot of us has have been spending a lot of time alone, a lot of time in silence, and that this community is bringing together those people who have been still, and this is bringing a new way of spirituality, a new way of awakening, a new way of enlightenment, and sometimes merging the old spirituality that is kind of dividing and stuck in the past with this new wave of evolution that is more messy than just being sitting in happiness and love. It's also about just bringing the truth when it comes. Um, and yeah, it was really nice. I agree to connect in smaller group and to hear the voices and to look at each other and feel each other's energy. So thank you very much.
Beautiful. I love hearing that. And thank you, Celeste, for elaborating on that and creating that safety and clarity. That begs the question for me, Lou, what in the when you read the post, when you read the guidelines, what prompted a little bit of that like, ooh, that stress, there's all this power. And does it beg a rewording of something in here to be a little bit more aligned?
No, I don't think it's about the thing is, as you said, like it's nothing about what is written, it's my projection about what this is. This is a community getting together in order to make a change. What does that mean? What
Mm.
are like when you're new in a community, you don't know the leaders, what are their value? And you're as leader of community, I had the thought, how can you lead if you're part of a community? How those two are actually coming together. And a lot of people in the field are have been psychotic, have been in depression, have been in a low phase. That's how we rose, but that's also how cult are made. It's picking up the people who have been in really dark places, bringing them together in order to. So yeah, it's layer by layers. I'm trusting the community. I'm sharing. I'm opening up. I'm also trying to not put too much drama about it and be playful and be like, this is this is life. This is not and this is human life. So it's part of my journey and yours. And we'll see what life unfold. But I've been working on a TED talk, and one of my idea I'm coming to is fear is excitement and excitement is life. So fear is life. So surrendering to fear is surrendering to life. And there is no other way. Just have to go with it. At least that's my journey. I've been stuck or blocked or whatever my mind was telling me about fear. But if I'm true to myself today, it's like when Captain America asked Hulk, how did you get to manage your anger? Hulk answer, I'm always angry. Well, how am I handling my fear? I'm gonna be afraid, but I'm gonna be alive. That's it.
Beautiful. Bravo, 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 bravo. That really does land. This is so exciting. It really is. I've got massive butterflies in my stomach in regards to this today. There's something really special about this, and I feel like it begs to be shared. In the middle of last week, I came up with a story, and I'll share the story with you guys. I've already like written it out to be a three-movie trilogy and like a Tolkien style series of books called the Rise of New Earth. And it beckons the image of what we're creating here and what the possible future for humanity looks like when we stand together, as well as really learning from the mistakes of our past. And like you said, Lou, a lot of these leaders have been psychotic, out of their fucking minds, and using the weakness and the desire for vulnerability and safety that so many of us crave to manipulate people. And it's dangerous, and people rightly have their guards up to that. And it comes down to us as individuals, as leaders, maintaining those values and standing in integrity with that, be able to show and to maintain such a pure frequency of integrity in this space that it's self-evident, right? People will attack the space. People will come at Thor and me and every single one of us in our own regard because they're projecting. And we have the right not to take it personally because truthfully, we have the wisdom not to. And when it comes down to it, we're truly leading a revolution. And my dad, when I told him the story about this, he's like, Justice, revolution's a really strong word. It beckons, upheaval. And I said, well, Jesus flipped tables, didn't he? Like, we came here to shake shit up. This is not a new age spirituality group. New Earth is not polarized to the light so much. Oh my God, we're in the light that we're fucking blind. And we're so much in the dark and the ego that we're blind. We're here with our true eyes open, acknowledging the light and the dark. Like one of my favorite quotes, Thor actually shared this too. I saw it from him first, is that, religion is for people that fear hell. Spirituality is for people that have been to hell. And as each and every one of us have come out of our own dark night of the soul, and we're emerging, we're learning how to step back into the light of truth. The light of truth does not ignore the fucking truth. The truth that we are human beings having a three-dimensional experience. We're infinite spiritual beings condensed and crucified into this tiny little body that now has to express itself and move through this fucking crazy world that is truly here to just strengthen us on the absolute most ultimate level. There's so much for us here to learn on Mothership Earth, and it's our responsibility as leaders to create. And something that came through me, Lou, is I want to use this space and the mojo in this community to help each other massively, and I've been trying to figure out how to do that. And truthfully, I haven't had the energy to hold the idea or the frequency of this space myself in the past weeks, which is why I've kind of been receded because, fucking the global pendulum swings from light to dark to integrity and pain and fear into expression and expansion, right? We all have this swing. And now that I'm personally feeling empowered, I'm able to see again. And community initiatives is something that I do want to start. And something that came through is an offerings tab. I want to be able to have a place for people to share who they are, what they are, their stories. We've already shared a lot of our stories in the community, but I'd also like for people to have a safe space to be like, this is what I do, here's why I do it. And if you're curious and you'd like the opportunity to see me and to see our work and share and experience each other, that is an open space for community. Now, we will be hosting programs, facilitators that are in our inner circle here in the university as a reward to them for kicking ass and getting after it. We want to support them as best we can. But that community initiatives page, like Lou, you're writing a TED Talk, right? How can we get you on TEDx? That's what I'm thinking, right? How as a community can we come together, share, repost your content, give you reviews and et cetera, and like support you and being able to make that happen. So I'm going to sit with that idea because I'd really like to be full circle reciprocation inside of this community where we're all able to come together and nourish each other and support each other for those who feel inspired. Of course, it's never mandatory. The only thing that's mandatory is that you do your best.
Well, I actually was wondering, I was going to ask you guys the question tonight. Like, I have two ideas. One is like actually setting up a Zoom call and I can present you the 20-minute talk. And it's not a talk, it's more than a speech, it's an experiment. It's called Breaking Free from the Real World in order to merge with reality. And it's not a transmission. I'm not giving anything. I'm not doing anything. It's an awakening from the inside. It's people meeting themselves. It's a core frequency activation. But I can also film myself and then just publish it. And whoever has the time to watch it, just watch it.
Let's jam on that. Shoot me a text about it, and let's talk about what the wisest way to do that would be.
Cool.
Okay. Well, we got 1 minute left, and I'd like to maintain integrity with the container that we have set here. I would love your opinions as well. I'm going to post a little reflection for this call for everybody to drop into, as well as some questions to reflect on, some ideas. And I would love your reflections in that comment. So if you are in this call, please look out for that post. Take 5 minutes out of your day, respond to it, share, bring the life. And yeah, I think everybody is pretty much on the same page in regards to doing this more often. So I think we'll keep exploring these community guidelines and reflections and creating opportunities for growth and expansion. My personal love with what I would do if I had all the money in the world is philosophize. I'm a fucking philosopher. Like, that's what I do. I love theory and wisdom and practice and dragging the absolute most potential and excitement out of people as I can. I know Alex and my girlfriend can attest to that because I beat them over the head with frying pans all day. So I'll probably over the next 10 weeks or so have some specialized calls just led by me for us to reflect on each of these and create open dialogues for everyone to share their own wisdom and transmissions. Because these virtues, these grounding virtues, to me are the experiment and how we lead in real life. When it comes time to create a sacred space in person, by opening up reflection and dialogue here now is where we basically create the communal laws to be able to move in integrity with that, to lead by example. We know what it's like. We've been there, done that, and we all have a really clear idea of what leading by example looks like. And we do that through open discussion. So that's probably what these are going to be for the next few weeks. I'll also be creating opportunities for co-facilitation. I've got some big mojo that I'll probably announce next week for everybody to get involved and start sharing. Also some co-working sessions, some heart shares. We're going to have a facilitator come in and do full moon activations as well. We're going to have a little men's circle here in the free community too. So big mojo, big motion. We're expanding. With that said, I think I've said more than enough words on this call today. So let's let's close it up. Everybody, drop back into the body. Whatever your personal grounding ritual is, just drop in. One big communal deep breath. And 1, 2, 3. Out with the sigh. I call on my masters, teachers, and guides, ancestors, and watchers. I call on the masters, teachers, and guides, and ancestors of every individual soul here to stand together, to feel our collective power as we stand hand in hand as a community, holding each other in integrity with the frequency of love. I'm grateful that we have seen what must be seen, heard what must be heard, felt what must be felt. And now it is our job to do what must be done to stand in integrity with our highest good. I ask with the power of this collective community and our guides that we shed all that does not serve us, any things that may have come through from this portal, our activation today. May our light shine bright and cast out any darkness that seeks to attach itself to us so that we may continue to move in integrity throughout our day. This space is sacred. Our activations together, our transmissions are sacred. And I ask through divine providence that we remain and keep that sanctimony in our own days in life as we leave the power of this container. May all the cords be cut. And may we move on with our days in integrity with love, truth, and joy. And so it is done. Thank you, each and every one of you. I love you, and I will see you next Monday. Peace and love.